Hey guys, and welcome to episode 18 of Football Manager 2015 with Aston Villa. It's the 1st of February 2017, and unlike the scheduled live commentary, we're going to have to break it up because it's been a bit of a fixture that we need to do. We've got an FA Cup 4th round replay at home to Sheffield Wednesday, and I decided to show that. There's a bit of just FA Cup action in there as we look to try and advance to the 5th round. Anyway, we've got a fair bit to cover in this episode with a lot of fixtures over the Christmas period, alongside maybe a few transfers in the transfer window. Anyway, we'll get on to the transfers first. Actually, we'll just get them out of the way. And the main one you may see here is this. Christian Benteke is leaving the club at the end of the year to join AC Milan on a free transfer. And I'm a bit pissed off. I tried to offer him a contract for the last year or two. He just having none of it. Like, he's been quite good for us. Like, I can see why AC Milan are coming in for him. What I've done with him is I've actually had enough of him, really, and I've just chucked him in the under-21s, and I don't plan to play him ever again for Aston Villa. Because we're too good at the moment to have him up and around, knowing that he's joining AC Milan for around double his wage here at the end of the season. I don't want players like that. I've got more eager, more young, more willing players that are coming through the system that would like to play for me, and he's obviously not one of them. Now, if we look at the transfers, there wasn't really much going on. Just a few loans on the way out. Carlos Sanchez went out on loan to Cruzeiro, and Karim Rikic on loan to Vitesse. Both of these guys are really on the edge, though, of being sold. I really was trying to sell both of them, but ended up having to loan them out because nobody really wanted to buy them. Anyway, on the end's just one guy, and he hasn't really been a big success. We brought in Theo Walcott on loan, which I think is actually quite a good deal, because I told myself I'm not going to use Benteke anymore. We needed just that one more little bit of backup in the striker department, and Theo Walcott's the man to give us that. Fortunately, within his first week at the club, he strained his ankle ligaments and was out for 5 to 6 weeks. He's still out for another 3 to 4 weeks, but I suppose he might still be able to give us something come the latter months of the season. So, going into the fixtures, and it's been very good since the last time you guys saw me, which was probably the best game I've had on this save with the 4-3 win over Chelsea. Unfortunately, though, in the next game, we did lose 1-0, travelling to Goodison Park. Victor Valdez with an own goal was the only goal of the game, which was disappointing. Divock Origi picking up an injury as well. It was just a poor result, and one that I'm a bit annoyed about. But then that sparked this fantastic winning run of 7 wins in a row, and that started off at home to Burnley, which was to be expected really. Benteke and Deulofeu scoring. Injuries though for Deulofeu and Moi Gomez in this game in a fairly comfortable 2-0 win. And we kind of got our, I suppose, we got our rewards considering we lost the Everton games through an own goal. We beat Southampton 1-0 due to a Florian Gardos own goal, which I suppose levelled the scores a bit. Origi again with an injury, Valdez also with an injury, ruled him out for a bit, which meant Jed Steer got to go in the team, and he did very well in his time. Then we beat Stoke 2-0, again a bit lucky, an Asmir Begovic own goal in the 29th minute, where Roberto Pereira sealed the deal in the 66th to give us a 2-0 win. We smashed Nottingham Forest 3-0, Jack Grealish, Moi Gomez and Ron Vlaar with goals, easy pickings. We then played Bury in the FA Cup 3rd round. We got through that without much fuss, 3-1 win. Divock Origi back on the score sheet. Lucas Boyer with his first goal for the club, and Jack Grealish also scoring. Cancel out toss in Adar Rabiot's goal for Bury. We then beat Ipswich away from home 3-1. It was a bit of an odd game, this one, because Peruz got sent off for us, but then Matthew Clark got sent off for Ipswich. So it was 10 apiece, really, in terms of men. Origi scored twice and Pereira once to cancel out Lassad's goal in between for Ipswich. Then managed to beat Manchester United at home 2-1. The Manchester United, who are top of the league, I think. Well, they were definitely top of the league then, and I think they still are now. fantastic result this was. Ilarmendi scoring a free kick from 20 yards was pretty special, and Roberto Pereira gave us the lead again after Falcao had equalised to give us a stunning win at home to Manchester United, and one that will go down in the memory of most Villa fans. Then this is where we've got our replay from. We drew 1-1 away at Sheffield Wednesday. It was a bit of a disappointing result, especially when Delafeu had given us the lead after 3 minutes. I thought we might be able to stroll through it a bit like the Bury game, but Sheffield Wednesday were a bit more of a tougher target, I suppose, and Stevie May equalised 20 minutes ago, and we couldn't force a winner, so we had to settle it all for the replay. Then picked up a very good point away at White Hart Lane. Hart Lane, one of the worst places to go, I feel, in this year's Football Manager, because Spurs are a bit OP. Divock Origi scored a magical goal, which I thought had sealed us all 3 points after 68 minutes, but Soldado equalised in the 81st through a corner, which is a bit disappointing, but we shared the spoils against Spurs. And then the most disappointing result, I think, of the whole thing was a 1-0 defeat to Wigan, which only happened 3 days ago in game. William kissed the only goal of the game in the 59th minute, giving them a scrappy 1-0 win in a game we just didn't turn up in. If you have a look at the Premier League, we sit in 5th place, which is pretty rosy stuff at the moment, with 39 points from 24 games. Already kind of relegation and all that is out of the question. We do have to be careful though, because we're only 3 points ahead of Arsenal, who are sitting in 10th. So kind of it's hard to gauge really where we are completely in the table, considering it's still so tight. But a couple more wins would really settle us down and maybe into guaranteeing maybe a European spot this year. If you look through individual stats, top goal scorer is still Divock Origi with 11. Delafeu's got 8, Pereira 5, Gomez 2, Ilarmendi 2, and Grealish 2. Assists wise, top provider is Delafeu with 6, Pereira's got 5, Grealish 5, Origi 3, Cleverly 3. And top average rating is Vlar 7.47, Delph 7.22, Origi 7.21, Balanta 7.17, Akori 7.17. We do have a few absentees today with Roberto Pereira and Balanta are travelling back after international duty, which is a bit of a shame, so they're going to be missing out today. But it gives us a chance for others to step in and make a name for themselves in this game. The team we've had to go for is Valdez in goal, back for Santon, Vlar, Akore and Peruzzi. Ilarmendi and Cleverly in the middle with Delafeu, Moy Gomez and Grealish playing behind Origi up front, who's really taken over the spot up front from of course Benteke, who still is with the club, but it doesn't feel like that anymore, and I've kind of axed him from the team because of his kind of him pretty much saying I don't want to play at Aston Villa anymore, so I'm just going to move on for bigger money. I don't like to see that in players. Here's Moy Gomez now, finds Peruzzi though. That was a good ball in. It nearly crept in, but it was saved in the end, and we get a corner from it. I don't know, can we do anything from this corner? Here's Santon now, driving down the left. Moy Gomez. That was a good opportunity, but it was well stopped again. But here's Gomez, dominating the early goings here at home, and we'd like to get an early goal. Delafeu. Oh, Grealish on the rebound, and Jack Grealish scores his 3rd of the season and gives us that early goal that I was searching for. I think that was a key goal to get, because in these games it's always important to just make the early inroad. Makes the game a lot easier. Well, it should make the game a lot easier. Anyway, we're going to have to change a bit here because Moy Gomez got injured, so Origi's going to have to go out and play on the left, Grealish in the middle, and we're going to bring on Lucas Boye to play up front. He's only scored 1 goal so far this year, but he's only 20, and he is Argentinian, so it's going to take time for him to blend in to this new environment for him. He's a bit unhappy that he's not getting many games, but unfortunately when you're not scoring enough, you're not going to get those sort of games. He's already missed 2 clear-cut chances since coming on, which really shows you what sort of form he's in. In fact, he's only got 1 goal this season, and that goal was away at League One side Bury. So there's not much to really look into there, unfortunately. There's Vlar, who just hands it back, and Divock Origi manages to get his 12th of the season, which is good to see. Illarmendi wins the initial header before Vlar kind of takes it down and just slots it to Origi, who manages to crunch the ball home to give us a 2-0 advantage in this game as we come up to half time here at Villa Park, and we're looking fairly comfortable in this FA Cup encounter, and we look to nearly have already booked our spot in the 5th round. Like, really, we shouldn't have had to go into a replay in this fixture. Like, it was a bit of a smash and grab from Sheffield Wednesday. Like, they didn't really deserve it, but nonetheless, we gotta go on. Stevie May could be in it again here, and that was a good save from Victor Valdez to keep this game at 2-0. Now, Delafeu has picked up an injury, so this is why I didn't really want a kind of a replay, because this has possibly already given us injuries, like really unwarranted injuries to both Delafeu and Moi Gomez, two of our attacking midfielders this year, and two of our best players this year, especially Delafeu, has been really good on that right hand flank. There's Boye. How has that not ended up in the goal? I will not know. I think it's Ron Vlar in the end who's missed a very good chance. And now Gabby Igbon-Lahore's picked up a knock. I seem to be getting this at the moment. The overall sort of injuries have seemed to kind of block up a bit. But every now and then you just get a clump of injuries in a match where you pick up 3 or 4 injuries in a match, which I think is a bit unrealistic. But nonetheless, Divock Origi finds Igbon-Lahore after... that's his first of the season. That shows you how little he's been playing this year. Origi just burning past a few guys before unselfishly pulling it across for Gabby Igbon-Lahore, and despite being injured, he still manages to put that ball in the back of the net, and it's 3-0 now. After 70 minutes, but it's quickly 3-1. No, it's not, because David Nugent is offside. I'm just going to keep Igbon-Lahore on, because really there's no need to bring him off. Like, he's not going to play, I don't think, an instrumental part in our season this year, as being shown by the amount of times he's played this year. Like, he's just not featured whatsoever. Stevie May there finds Nugent, and they do get a no, they don't get a consolate. Nugent has 2 disallowed goals today, so we were a little sloppy at times at the back, but in the end it's a fairly comfortable 3-0 win here, and a nice easy enough route into the 5th round. And we didn't make a balls of the replay, which is good to see. We just kind of got on with our business, and just kind of comfortably rode to a 3-0 win, because that could have been a tricky enough tie, especially after the first one wasn't so good. So we've drawn Newcastle away, but Newcastle are in the Championship. They are first in the Championship, but it's still a winnable game, I think. The next time you'll guys be seeing me will be the Manchester City game, which should be a good one, especially if we're able to keep up the form we've been showing as of late. The last time we played Manchester City, we lost, I think. Don't know, I can't see it. Yeah, there we are. We lost 2-0 away from home. But it should be a good game, especially if we can pick up a few more wins. Liverpool's going to be tough, but then we've got QPR, Newcastle, Middlesbrough, Swansea, Hull and West Ham, which are all winnable games for a slightly trickier run, which involves City, Arsenal, Chelsea and Everton. So, yeah. Anyway though, it's all looking good. It definitely is looking good. If you enjoyed this video, please do give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you already haven't. I'll see you guys later.